Hi, I'm Mika, co-founder of Hey Zomi, and today I wanted to address some questions I've had coming in about using a menstrual disc. In particular, you might be a first-time user of the Hey Zomi menstrual disc. One of the questions I've received from users, and it's not a common thing, but it can happen, is that you've found it harder to urinate or it's slower and it feels like there's a little bit of pressure slowing down when you want to go wee. So while using the Hey Zomi menstrual disc or a menstrual disc, it's important to remember kind of where everything sits. And I'm going to use my anatomical model here to help show you what's going on. It's a very small area with a lot happening all at once. And yes, you can definitely wee or defecate into the toilet while having a menstrual disc inside your body. But if you look closer, you can see here that we have the Hey Zomi disc sitting in the vaginal fornix. This is the entrance to the vagina. And here we have the bladder where urine is created and the urethra where it flows out and then out of your body into the toilet. What could be happening if you find it harder to wee while using a menstrual disc or even a menstrual cup is that the rim is pushing on your urethra here. And that can make it really challenging or almost, slow it down like a block. You most likely need to reposition your disc by pushing it further back, changing its position, or it could be really helpful. You're over a toilet, so you can grab the handle or bear down and allow the rim of the Hey Zomi disc to kind of come forward and down. This will semi-empty your disc. You can see it would semi-empty into the toilet. And it also means that that rim is now not pushing on your urethra. So depending your body, if you're a little bit smaller in your body, that could be the case. And then go ahead, go to the bathroom. Then you don't have to fully remove it. Just push the disc back and tuck it up behind the pubic bone and make sure you clean your vagina really well because there might be residual blood being left in here. And this kind of goes into my next question. Some people are wondering why their disc is automatically emptying menstrual fluid into the toilet while they're there. So like I said, it can slip forward as you push to wee, or you don't even have to push that much. Your disc can slightly slip forward, not even outside of the vagina, and your menstrual fluid can kind of clear out. This doesn't mean there's a disc malfunction, it's just how your body works. So as you go to the toilet, menstrual fluid then would come forward. And like I said before, just push it back in and tuck it up behind the pubic bone. Another thing some users have found is that while they're using the menstrual disc, they've taken it out fully, maybe in the shower or even over the toilet, and they've found that there is menstrual fluid, blood and such, covering the whole disc. Not just collecting inside, you can see that it collects, but also on the outside of the disc. Why would that be happening? So there's two options here, depending how you're using your disc. So as normal, you would be pushing your disc back towards your tailbone, tucking up behind the pubic bone. And what I like to do, particularly on heavy days, is check that it's in place. So I slide my finger in. We've designed the disc to have a very soft little cavity here. And what that means is you can actually reach in under your disc and find your cervix. Here we go. So I can touch my cervix here. And this is quite a high cervix in this model. I really have to reach in with my finger. Might not be that far for you. But this is ensuring that my whole disc is cupping the cervix here. What might be happening if you are leaking or if it's covered a lot in menstrual fluid is that it's half cupping the cervix so that it's still collecting fluid in the disc, but also running out from behind the disc. So therefore, it's not fully in its right position. So you'd need to tuck it back further perhaps. Another reason, and I find this while using a menstrual disc, is that even though I'm not leaking, I have it in place, I haven't leaked in my day, I still have residual menstrual fluid kind of around the disc. And because what I've done during my day is I've taken it out, I've rinsed it, and I've reinserted it during my day. Totally fine. But what happens is when you've taken out the disc, menstrual fluid has leaked from doing that, and also because you're menstruating, into the vagina. And so that residual blood is kind of in there and hanging around the disc. So as you put your clean disc back in during the day, that menstrual fluid can kind of coat the disc as well. Or you could be leaking because it's a heavy day and that residual blood is hanging out in there. To kind of fix this, it's a lot of menstrual talk, to kind of fix this, to make sure I'm not leaking out that residual blood, once I've cleaned my disc and I've reinserted it, I like to really make sure that my vagina is clear of menstrual fluid. Something I do, and you don't have to do this, but something I do is I take my clean finger and I not only wipe with a tissue around my labia, but I also like to go in with my finger underneath the disc and just wipe around with my finger, rinsing or wiping my finger clean. And I might do that twice to make sure that there's no residual blood hanging out. And this ensures that that's not gonna seep out later. So hopefully that helps answer some questions you might have being a first time user to the disc. Keep in mind that when you first start using menstrual discs, it does take a little bit of time to get the hang of it. By your second or third period, you will be a pro because you're also figuring out your own anatomy, where your cervix sits, how it moves throughout your period. But once you get the hang of it, you just can never go back to using anything else. It's so easy, it's reusable, and super comfortable. So have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.